many steps to take to build a fighter. In Eskrima, we generally start with our abecedarios, or our basic strikes, basic blocks, basic counters. This is a little different than the numbering of punches like boxers use, but not much different. However, a little more cumbersome than pugilistic training, to be honest. For me, I love this kind of training. I love just going over the basics over and over again and just trying to hone them to as much perfection as I can get. I could do my basic 12 strikes from Balintawak over and over, my 8 strikes from Boondock Eskrima. Doing these drills with a partner not only builds skill, but also builds trust between partners, which you will have to have when you do some high-speed flow drills with your partner. You'll have to have that coordination and that trust to work with somebody else and push your speed and power and aggression, because you have to do that to become effective with these skills. With most systems, whether it's Eskrima or pugilistic systems, we also use strike combinations. And these are another way of building a syllabus of striking. Boxers use combinations, stick fighters use combinations, and for me, this is almost more important than abecedario training, because with a weapon, I'm not likely to meet someone equally armed. So block and counter might be out. Strike and move might be more important. Hitting hard and effectively is likely more important than being able to block another weapon. However, all of this combined becomes the building of skill. Now, as you get better at your combinations and your basics, you can string them together in shadow boxing. This adds a level of creativity and ad-libbing. In Filipino martial arts, we call this carenza or ensayo. This is free flow, solo free flow training. This is something I do daily. It's very important to be able to just freely move with your weapon or your empty hands. Target striking is also an important ingredient to building a decent fighter. You need to hit things to be better at hitting things. However, you can't go full contact with a partner all the time when you're sparring. So target training allows you to hit as hard as you can without worrying about injuring somebody or having somebody hit you hard like that and injuring you. You need to spend a lot of time hitting things if you're going to be good at hitting things. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. This is one of the most important parts of a fighter's training and a escrimador's training. Being able to hit a target hard. And this also conditions the body. Hitting targets is also a form of strength training, and it really helps with fitness. But if you're practicing a striking art, you need to do a lot of striking. And people don't like getting hit, especially with weapons. So this is where target training comes in. with a target you can hit as hard as you can, and you don't have to worry about hitting it. Now, flow drills, partner drills, like this, are a huge part of Filipino martial arts. In pugilism, this would be doing controlled sets, maybe taking turns with combinations. Here we're doing various drills and flowing into one drill to another without a pattern. We're breaking the pattern of a bunch of different drills, including Balintawak drills, Mati Arnis drills, and stuff pulled from other systems. I love this kind of drilling because of the creativity that comes with it. And here's the empty hand version of this in Filipino martial arts. I just call this chain of hands, or cadena de mano. It's also known as hubad. Hubad, lubad, if you want to get down to it, which means to tie and untie. And this is training for trapping skills. And you get to get a little bit competitive with this when you're doing free flow. You can make contact with each other, and it can build up to an almost sparring level. It's cooperative drilling, but it still is a little bit competitive. You can see that Keith and I have a lot of fun doing this, but still not directly applicable to fighting, although the skills that come from it are transferable, especially in hand fighting and trying to bridge into the clinch. The skills that you develop here help you really be able to bridge into corto range. Now, this is a little bit of sparring, both in my Thai boxing class and in my Eskrima class. Sparring is one of the most important drills you can do in martial arts. If your martial art doesn't allow you to spar, you probably won't be able to use it to fight, to be honest. Now, sparring with equal length weapons is not realistic, but it still develops transferable skills to using your stick as a self-defense weapon. If you don't spar, you will not develop the timing to hit an opponent who is actively defending against you. I mean, you can still do it, but you won't be as effective as somebody who spars a lot. Sparring is probably my very favorite drill in martial arts. I could spar every day and be happy. I never get bored of sparring. I feel very alive when I spar because I am only in the moment. That's the other thing about sparring, is it takes away your stress. And that was a little stressful there. But sparring is something that leaves you just in the moment, so you can't be in your head and in your stress. Now, this is the final stage of fighting, actual full contact fighting. Here we have Tyson Herscher and Isaac Weber fighting in Muay Thai Canada Nationals in Ontario, where Tyson actually won gold. Actually won gold 3 years in a row. Guy's amazing. And I gotta brag about it a little bit because he's one of my fighters. But this is the culmination of a lot of training to get to this level. Competitive fighting is one of the best activities for a martial artist to test their ability and to work on fighting and keeping their skills and their head about them under pressure. There's a lot of benefits to stepping into the ring or going into a stick fighting competition or whatever form of competition you can find for your martial arts. Competitive fighting is one of the best ways to pressure test your fighting skills.